when wood is offered to us, we tend to take it sight unseen, which is fine, but we never know what we're going to get into. And sometimes we have to use our heads a bit to figure out what we're going to do with it so we can get some nice things out of it. I told you I started cutting into one last night to prepare it for tonight, and it had 2/3 of it was punky, and it went there's like I said about that much solid wood up on one end, and that wasn't going to give me anything of any value. So I grabbed the second piece. It was another small piece, more of a uniform crotch piece, and that's what I've got here. Had a branch coming out here, a branch coming out here, and the main stem was coming out this way. Um, there's the wood. You can see the two branches there, and there's the main trunk right there, the pith area right through
Right.
there. It's already starting to separate into the two branches. So what I'm going to do, I've got a center point right here where I put my template. I've got some cardboard templates. I ran a screw through it and just hammered it in. So I've got my center point from where I cut the circle, and it's not a perfect circle because it's a crotch. So we're going to put it on the lathe here, turn it between centers just to get a tenon, and then we'll turn it around, get it in the chuck, and see if we can find some nice grain inside of here. So with that, let
Hey,
me
Doug,
do.
when you cut that, do you use a circle cutting jig?
No, I put
Oh,
a
okay.
I have cardboard templates. They range in size
Okay.
from 7 inches up to 14 inches. It's got a it's got a circle in this or a point, a hole in the center. I'll lay that on my wood, and I ran a screw in, just hammered it in just a little bit, just so it holds. And I just leave it there. It's cardboard, so if my blade hits it, it's not going to hurt a thing. And I just work it around, on my bandsaw like you would anything else. Um, I've got parts of a circle cutting jig that I could put together, um, and have a real clean circle. But I tell you, I've just found that I can do just as well. It's a lot quicker to do it this way with the templates. Um, I don't have to worry about getting that out and getting it all mounted and all of that stuff. So that's how I generally do it. Is just if I don't just simply guess, I'll use my template and don't tell anybody from the post office. But I used flat rate boxes to make my templates
Ah,
with. Opened them up, drew my circle, cut it out on the bandsaw, and yeah, I've got I don't know 5, 6 of those. They go up by 1 inch increments, I think. So anyway, got it between centers. It's nice and tight. Find it just a little more now that I see that it's relatively straight where I want it. It's not hitting my tool rest. I've got it pulled up fairly close. So let's see. I've already taken my rings off. Take my watch off. Get my face shield down, and we can go to town and start having a little bit of fun. There we go. Turn my speed down. I'm sorry the face shield makes my voice sound a little funny, but
oh, you're fine.
okay. This sounds like I'm in a can or something. But anyway, 1/2 inch bowl gouge. We'll just go almost. I like to start on the corners. That's not too many people do that, but I do that so that I'm working on the bottom and the side at the same time. Switch it to the top camera. It's might actually see something. There we go. A little loose. I've got a steb center in the chuck, so when it if it bogs down, it's because it's those little tiny teeth. kind of let go. No problem. You just tighten it up and keep going. I'm a bit away from my tool rest now, so let's turn it off. We'll adjust the tool rest a bit, get a little closer. Once we get through this grain, well, this grain is our bark. It's not very tight, never is. This is not a cypress is not a wood that's real a good candidate for a live edge. Oh, tool rest just a touch low. I don't know about any of you all. I used to have a this bad thing about if I started turning with my tool rest at a certain position, I would leave it there even though I knew it was a bad position. I don't do that anymore. Um, doesn't make any sense to me to struggle when I don't need to. Let's see, that's the wrong setting on, or is it? What is that set at? I'm looking at my dividers here to see what they're set at. Yeah, they're too small. I'll open them up to two and an eighth. Left side only, touching the wood. Oh yeah. I think I've shown that before. I've got two magnets, one on each leg. So these dividers, they stay right on the leg of my lathe, so they're handy all the time. I'm gonna stop just a hair short of my little line there. I know y'all can't see much right now. I'm just cleaning up this tenon a little bit.
I can
Then
see
we'll
what you're doing.
get my skew, come in here and make that slightly dovetailed right on the line. Before I stick that in a chuck, I'll let y'all see the actual tenon. I do want to turn my tool rest at this point, get it more along the line of what I'm turning. Tighten that tool rest or the live center again. Taking a little too big cut. Just about, just about to be there with the rough turning anyway.
The beauty of that stub center.
Yeah, buddy.
One of my favorite pieces of kit in the shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
right.
it really helps and gives a lot of confidence when you know that if you get a catch or if you get into a hole or what have you, that it's just going to spin. It doesn't really
Right.
hurt a thing. All you got to do is
It'll
tighten up your
prevent that
tailstock a
piece
little.
from blowing up.
Yeah,
It'll prevent it
yeah,
from blowing up. It's a new
One of
Turner's friend.
yeah.
one of the best investments I made.
And I really like. I still got the. Golly, let go. I still got that one that goes directly in the spindle. The one I've got in here is it's got a little stubby um, tail end on it, so that it goes in the chuck. It's intended to go in a chuck. Just working on this. Going to work on the curve just a little bit more. It had kind of a sudden change there. And I've got all kinds of fuzzies because of the bark coming off. And we'll take care of some of that when we turn it around. Okay, I want to do something else. I'm sorry that light's bleaching it out so badly, but I have yet to be able to fix that. Yeah, I've still got a little spot right there I need to get rid of. That's better as far as that. I want to do something with make some kind of a foot. Last year or so, I've gotten where I really prefer some kind of a foot. I'm not going as far as what Raffin and Thomas Law do, make my foot an actual chucking point so that it's perfect. I do that with my tenon, and I'll remove that. It's easy enough to turn it or get rid of that tenon. Tell you what, I'm going to change tools so that I have a little sharper edge on make that cut cleaner without worrying about it quite so much. Oh yeah. Turn that in just a hair. Man, that bark is tenacious tonight. I'm surprised. Handle down, a little bit of shear scrape action, so it takes care of some of the sanding. I'm gonna work on that foot just a touch. That's the tool I want. We've all we've all seen that tool quite often. Little spindle gouge, little small one. There we go. Take that right in, tuck it in real nice, so it's a nice little bead there. And with that, I'm only going to go through. Is that terribly loud?
No, it's all muffled out from the sound.
Okay. Turn my vac system on. You can see the dust flying straight out. It's going into my vacuum. All right. Some nice dark wood here and here. Those are the piths. That's the main pith there, or part of it. Some nice dark wood in there. That's gonna be okay. I'll come back later on and off camera and sand that some more. But I wanted to show you all this tenon before I put it in the chuck as well.
It's kind of washed out on video. Doug, is there a way you could shift the light or shift the angle or something so we can see it a little better?
That's what I'm attempting to do.
Okay.
Give me half a second here. My computer decided to update the other day, and let's see if I do the brightness down. That might. There we go. Oh, you should have seen all the rigmarole I had to go through yesterday. It was terrible. Just to get my audio to work. It was horrible. Well, it's still washed out. Let me see if I put, here we go. This might help. Well, not much. But
Maybe your other camera?
Yeah. I was going to say switch cameras. Maybe that'd help. We can see the tenon that way. Oh, all right. That's a little better.
let me go. Here we go. Let's do this.
There you go.
There you go.
That's not a very big tenon, is it?
It's not. It's not. It's 2 1/8 diameter, and it's,
Quarter-inch thick.
how about an eighth?
Wow. Okay, dude.
That's all that's needed. As long as your chuck jaws can grab it, you should be good. Should be golden. It
Okay.
doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. Okay. Let me move that. Move that. Because the whole idea, remember, is to get your jaws as close to a circle as you can. It's actually too large diameter. I could have gone with just a 2-inch, I believe, and been perfect. I've never ever measured these things. I just kind of stick my dividers on it and go for it. I'm going to say this, and I may eat my words here in a minute. But a lot of times you'll see people, they get it tight and then they two-hand it and get it just as tight as they can. And they'll go to the next hole and they'll two-hand it. I'm just using one hand. And I'll go around sometimes as many as 4 or 5 times even. One hand, when it quits moving, I'm done. So, okay, I've still got this bark fraying off here and on the other end as well. That's unnecessary stuff. We just peel it off so it doesn't slap me. And well, not in that angle, you can't. Start to see, you can see some undulation in that top side. There, you can see it better there. It undulates. So we'll have a natural edge that goes up and down, but we'll have a natural edge, not a live edge. And this is not new stuff, but just to show you, I picked that crotch piece. I've got another piece sitting over here that is it'll make a nice small bowl. I could do a box out of it. In fact, I can show it to you real quick. I'm gonna have fun with that one. I've cut a flat spot for the bottom. I can either split it in half. I can split it in half and have some, 2 nice small ones, or I can make just one real nice small one there. The other leg ended up, it wasn't enough wood there to worry about. It was short to begin with, and it was kind of split up and beat up. So I just let that one go. It's over there in my, what I call the scrap pile. It's really the fire pile. And a couple of times a year, I'll I'll get the fire pit going and just burn up some of the stuff that didn't make it to the lathe, or it's not going to make it to the lathe.
Right?
Let's see. Now we do want to go back to that other. There we go. And I'm going to give it just a hair more speed too. We're up to that's 1250 there. It should cut pretty nicely. But even like with my wing bowls, I'll use the same process. Kind of working my way out. I'm not going real deep, but I am working out to establish my rim. I want to work from the rim down. But leave some of that inner bulk to absorb some of the vibration. And then, as Matt likes to say, it's rinse and repeat. I've worked down about the first 3/4 of an inch to an inch out or down from my outside edge, and I'm just coming back and cleaning up the next 3/4 of an inch to an inch. To adjust my tool rest again. There comes a certain point where you just realize that being stubborn and not changing things is for the birds. Well, at least I had to come to that after a bit of time. It didn't come naturally. All right.
Stuff's just a peeling right off, Doug.
That's the idea, man. Peel that stuff out of there and be done with it. So, yeah, still got a piece of bark slapping at me. And we're pretty good. About halfway down. We're looking pretty good. This center has, you see those two dark holes? That's a void in there. Probably where that crotch is. Was trying to grow.
You sure seem awful far off the tool rest there, Doug.
My hands are. But that's for two reasons. I was recently, well, you're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. I was recently bit right there by a piece of
Uh-oh.
wood. I let my hand get over the tool rest. I have this bad habit of resting my arm on the tool rest, and I let my hand get over there, and that had a piece of walnut that reached out and had lunch on my hand. It's that was 3 weeks ago, and it's just now It's still got a hump in there. Um, it's healed, but there's a residual lump under the skin. It'll go away eventually, but it'll take a while.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was an ouch. It actually happened while I was up in northern Ohio. So, but I went on. I didn't realize how bad it was at first, and I came to a stopping point, and I looked down, and it was covered over with walnut shavings and sawdust, and it had quit bleeding. So I said, "Okay, that we're good." I kept going. Take my take my digital calipers, and I'm just running down the sidewall, feeling where it gets wider. And it's right here at the transition point. I'm getting just a little extra, and then it thins out again. So just a little bit of that transition, and we'll call it good. Make sure we're not hitting anything. Could be ashamed to turn the lathe on at this point and blow it up because your tool rest was too close.
Yes, it would.
And just little light cuts, that's all I need. In fact, I can come back, kind of a shearing cut or shearing scrape, actually, shear scrape. Getting a little micro dust off of there.
It's beautiful, consistent cuts, Doug. Like to see it.
When I was first learning the guy who was teaching the class was an engineer at GE, and everything for him was he had digital micrometers and everything he used at the wood lathe. But his whole thing, as he was teaching us, was inside and out. Try to make that last cut from on the outside, bottom to top, from the inside, from top to bottom, complete one cut, never lifting the tool. And so that's always been a goal of mine. And go slowly, and you get some really nice cuts and very smooth and consistent. That's a a good finish. Um, I will sand it, and I'll start at my usual and work my way up. Um, I could have started easily at 120 or maybe even 180. Let's turn the speed down. That inertia sander really doesn't need a whole lot of speed. Needs some, but not a lot. Oh man, that made all the difference in the world. Just that little bit. Need to go around and peel all of that bark off. This would be, Matt, this would be a good candidate for flaming that edge after I pull the bark off. We're gonna
Yeah,
leave it
yeah.
at,
I was thinking the same thing myself.
yeah, yeah.
Do it before you finish sanding, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yes, yes. So you can get the char off, any excess
Yep.
char. And I'll probably do that. This doesn't have enough bark left on it to worry about really. But there will be a little bit in the cambium, so it would be a good candidate for flaming. Where are we at? Oh my goodness, that ain't right. Okay, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Let me put the inertia sander away. I'll turn the dust collector back on. We're gonna pull out. This has been a joyful tool. I got it from Wood Turnings. Oh my word. It's been 15, 16 years ago anyway when I got it. It was on it was in January. It was their after Christmas January clearance sale. And they were on sale for just downright cheap. And so I bought two of them, knowing that in this kind of a setting, they won't last long. This is the first one. I haven't even opened the second one yet. It's still in the box. So it has done very, very well. I do about, well, once or twice a week, whenever I think about it, I'll take my air compressor and blow it out. It's got two sets of vents in it, there and there on each side, and I'll blow those out. Usually the first of the four holes, it blows all the dust out, but I hit all four of them. And so it's held up and done really, really well.
Yeah, there's several of us commenting in chat about how we basically do the same thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It pays off.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
any piece of equipment. If you take care of it, you don't even have to take excellent care of it. Just take decent care of it. It'll last a long time.
Yep. Clean it out occasionally.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
bounce it off the floor too much. Yeah, yeah.
right. I think that was the only area of tear out. Still a little more right there that I didn't get. This
And, and
this
I would
wood,
point out, Doug, that he is you are sanding on with the lathe off, which is a perfectly valid thing to do to clean
oh
things
yeah,
up.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. Something else to notice. I leave the corners on. I don't trim them around. That makes it like the wave edge sandpaper. The wave edge, I've never seen any for less than 50 cents a disc. I may be looking in the wrong place, but that's what I have found. These squares, I buy these sheets 3 foot by 3 foot, and I use an old bandsaw blade to cut them down to these 2-inch squares. They're running me between 2 and 3 cents a piece. Velcro backed. So, 2 to 3 cents versus 50 cents. I'm going with this. Takes me about 15, 20 minutes to cut down a sheet. Cut it 2-inch strips and then cut the 2-inch strips into 2-inch pieces. So out of a sheet, I get, I don't know, whatever that is. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So 18 times 18 that's how many pieces I get. I'm concentrating right here down at the foot. When it's on the drill, I can't get into that little corner. There's still a little bit of tear out there. There we go. And I've got, so go to the next grit. And unfortunately, the next grit, this company doesn't make in a Velcro back. Now I've got to call them and see if they'll do it for me. Because of that live edge, I'm going to grab a couple pieces of my Scotch pad just as backup. Dane talked about that a while back. It just makes sense, especially with a live edge or a natural edge, where you're going to have some vibration, so your fingers don't take quite as much beating. It also keeps your fingerprints out of the sanding process. That reminds me of another warning, and some of you all have probably found this or probably learned it a long time ago. When you're sanding softwoods, don't put too much pressure on it, especially when you're sanding by hand. You'll take the softwood out from between the harder parts of the grain, and you can't get rid of that. Once you get it in there, you can, but it's not very easy. It's difficult. Ah, this is feeling good already. We just had 2 grits with 2 to go. All right, back to the Velcro back. This is 180 grit.
Doug, where do you get your sandpaper from?
I get it from, this is white rhino paper that I get from Industrial Abrasives. They are online. They will sell to anybody. I've bought this paper from them for a long time. My last order, I think the sheets, 3x3 sheets, I believe were $14, $15 a sheet. The first ones I got, I think were $7 a sheet.
Hey Doug, can you repeat again? You said white rhino.
It's white
And,
rhino that I buy from Industrial Abrasives.
Okay, industrial abrasives.
Yeah, I went to White Rhino, their website, and lo and behold, they don't sell the sheets.
Just put a link in chat for it, guys.
Perfect.
Thanks, Matt.
My chat is stuck. It says there's 52 new chat messages, or 59 new chat messages, which doesn't really surprise me. Yeah, I need to, where I sanded that a while ago with the lathe still.
Doug, that means that you're doing a good job. We're watching and asking questions. Very
Yeah, we've been
enjoyable.
trying to feed you the questions from that I see in chat.
Absolutely.
The sandpaper one was one of those. So, yep.
Absolutely. I don't mind sharing that. That's I don't make a dime from those folks. I'm not affiliated in any way other than I use their sandpaper.
Yep.
Does your lathe have reverse?
It does. It does. And I quite often use it just in this situation. I'm trying to go with the grain. Lock that spindle so I can. Yeah, I had something on the lathe the other day that I was having a terrible time sanding it. So I stopped, put it in reverse, sanded again, knocked it right out. It was great.
Yeah, that usually helps.
Very cool. Great resource. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know how it
yeah,
is. I know how it is, Doug, when you're turning and demonstrating, you can't look at the chat. I get it.
yeah. No, I'm not trying to look at the chat. I was just noticing that the little red box is up there. It says 59 new. No, 52. I can't see it from where I'm standing.
Doug,
Between,
we were talking about you.
and I'm sure you were. Oh, me. Let me back up to my heavy grit and knock this bark off of here real quick. Then we can get on with it. Chuck just came loose. Ah. This particular one's not the best, but screwdriver is probably the best bark remover tool there is. You won't gouge into your wood like you would with a chisel. But then if your bark is really tight, you might need a chisel. So like right there, that little section's real tight. Oh, all right. Let's see what we can do here. Get that lock off. Knock this bark off. See what else. I am fortunate I can turn my speed down to 50 RPMs. Well, it's not going to work on that one. It's too undulated. It's not too undulated. Sometimes you can turn it down low and really go to town with it.
Would a cabinet scraper work for it?
I'm sorry?
Would a cabinet scraper work for it?
No, it's too undulated. It goes in and out
Okay. Oh, okay.
far too much. And the flame is going to take care of some of it, so I don't have to have it perfect. In fact, sometimes it's better not to have it perfect. Some woods, if you have a little bit of bark left there, it gives that heat something to take hold of, and it can kind of help spread the heat around. I'm gonna fix this too. This is nuts. There we go. Hopefully. This chuck was not on this lathe before tonight. I've been using a different chuck, and this one serves this purpose better. So let's see. I think I'm all the way around. Get that out of my way. Turn the back off. And I just happen to have the torch handy dandy. So let's see what we can do here.
Good man. Good man.
It may quit on me halfway through. It's just about out of gas. I got to get a new canister.
His friend.
Can be. Can covered up a whole bunch of ills. And in this case, it's gonna take a fairly plain piece of wood and make it slightly special anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I love fire embellishing. It rules,
Yeah.
man.
I like fire, period.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, just make sure you keep your eyes on the floor because you're underneath your house.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Here we are. I'm not even making embers, man. Not even making embers. Just
It's
that
all
little
good.
bit. But I want to go around it now. Let's see. Forward. Come on. There you go. And I think I know I've told you all before. I use the Nova 1624, and I have the electronic variable speed option on it. So I feel very fortunate to have this. So it's been a great lathe. When I called to get the electronic box, the guy says, I need your serial number. I said, well, I don't remember exactly. Let me go look. I came in here and looked and told him what it was. 4 digits. I thought it was 3 digits, but it's 4. And the first digit's a 1. He could not believe somebody with a 1 out of the first year and a half of production was calling about a variable speed controller. That's what I use. And it's been good. It's been good. All right, I'm clean on the inside. I'm clean on the outside. I've got a black rim. See if we can't clean that off just a little. And then we have some fun. This is the part everybody looks forward to, I think. We can get a little y'all get to see what I'm saying here in just a second. This is nothing but alcohol I'm putting on here just to clean out the grain, clean the dust out of it. You can use a lot of things. See how that color comes alive though? It's just
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's got some figure, color, and believe it or not, there's no through holes. It looks like one's trying there, but it doesn't go all the way through. The other side of the knot is there on the outside, but the hole is not. So that gave us a preview. And then where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I knocked one of my color bottles off. Okay. For me, the magic happens when I start the abrasive paste. And from the last time that I demonstrated for you guys, I've changed my what's the word I'm looking for? Changed my procedure just slightly. That's not the word I'm looking for, but anyway, I'm using a piece of the that stuff,
That's
the
right.
abrasive pad.
Oh.
Yeah, the Scotch brake pad. That's just the piece of the white, so it's very little abrasive, but it has some. So that with the abrasive paste, and this is just for application. Um, I still will buff with paper towel. Don't like to use cloth. Some people do. I did for a long, long time, and I don't know, about 4 years ago, started using paper towel, and I don't see any difference in my final product from when I was using cloth. Even buffing wax, I like to use the paper towel. I don't know, it just works for me. So, okay, I'll use this one with alcohol on it to wipe my hand off. And then we'll get another one. And I get the half sheets and then I cut the roll in half on my bandsaw before I put it on my expensive, high quality paper towel holder. So that's a whole roll that's been cut in half. It works. I hang it on one of my electric supply lines that's right behind me over my head. Start off here at 400 and we're just going to work it down. Uh-oh, 67 comments. I will go back and read those. And if there's something we haven't talked about that it needs to be addressed, I'll do it in the on the
There's a
Facebook
big
page.
segment of it that's just talking about the weather tonight, Doug.
Oh, okay.
There's another section of it that's talking about what we might see in the various and sundry grains in the inside of your bowl.
Oh, okay. All right.
So if there was something that might pertain to the demo, we're on it. So
Yeah,
there
I
isn't
figured you
really, but
were.
you're welcome. You're welcome to go back and look, of course. But it's just
Oh, I will. I will. No matter
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
I'll go back and read it.
Yep,
Whether
yep.
it's in fact, there's already been a couple of things I want to pull out of the chat, so I'll be hitting save the chat tonight for sure.
There you go.
Every once in a while we have a chat. There's no links put in or anything like that. That doesn't happen very often. So I've got a whole list of chats that I've saved.
Yep, and we always have them on the web page.
That's right. That's right.
I've gone there for stuff.
Yes.
That I know was in a past chat. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's very useful to have that. There's a question in chat.
Doug.
Do you always use your abrasive paste before a sealer coat?
No, not always. Sometimes I will put lacquer sanding sealer on. Sometimes I'll use walnut oil as a sealer. Of course, with the walnut oil, need to let it sit for several hours. It takes a while to set up. Shellac sanding sealer would work just as well. I think you do get a slightly shinier finish if you use a sealer of some sort. But I'm not always after shiny. This is a piece that doesn't scream out to me shine. This screams out to me soft. It wants a soft finish to me. Somebody else may say, "Oh, that would look gorgeous if it had a high gloss finish on it." And that's okay. I just heard something crack. Hope that wasn't the wood.
I heard
Nope.
that too. I heard that
Yes,
too.
right there. There's a crack. Right there. Sure did.
Wow.
It just cracked.
Is it from the pressure or from the heat from the torch, or what do you think?
I think it's internal stress in the wood.
Okay.
This is at the base of a tree in the root area, and it's cypress. So like cedar, it contains a lot of internal stress that obviously I've just released. So I'll have to decide later what I want to do with that. It may, like Jim said, it may go to warm the shop, or I may work on it a little bit and see if I can salvage it. I may even cut the rim down just a little. It's not maybe half an inch.
You can see the movement in it for the last 20 minutes,
Well,
on
part
the
of that
rim.
is that undulating rim.
right? But just past the horizon on it.
Yeah, that rim is it's not flat by a long way. There's
Mhm.
You know, Doug, it could have been also from putting the flame to it, heating up that one area where everything else is still probably semi-damp, and that area dried out quicker. That would cause that crack.
the wood's dry, Tim. The
Okay.
wood's dry. I really believe it's a stress crack because this is where it cracked right there. Well, if I change the view, you can see what I'm talking about a little easier. Yeah, right here's the crack, and it goes about a half an inch. Here's the pith right here. Here's that dark area.
Yeah, I see it now.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's stress. Um, I could take this down to a flat rim. I'll lose 3/4 of an inch or so of height. Still have some of that beauty in it though.
I just
Just
don't think it would
wood.
be as interesting a bowl, Doug.
It may not, but an interesting bowl versus a crack. With the crack, I can't sell it.
Right.
Not in the rim. If it was a internal crack down in the wood, that'd be a whole different ball game. Then again, my wife may want it because it is pretty. Lots of go from white to tan to yellow, brown, dark brown. It's a pretty piece of wood and lots of movement in the grain because it's a crotch area.
Doug, why
That
don't
came
you
off.
fill it with some brown CA?
Yeah, if I had some, that might be an idea.
Or even some black CA and make your own.
Yeah, if I had some, well, I can make it. Yeah, I can make it brown or black for that matter. I've got those colors.
Then it would look like just a natural fissure in the wood, right?
Yeah, yeah. Might have to open it up a little bit to so you could actually see the color there. But that's doable too. A Dremel would take that, open it up real nice. This is just some carnauba wax. There's some ripple right through here. When I get it off the lathe here in just a minute, you'll be able to see that, I think. It's interesting to me, the cheapest of my 3 cameras is the one I can get the best exposure and color on. Blows my mind. That's the only cloth that I use generally, and that stays in my wax jar. It's just an applicator. Of course, it's applied with the not under power, and I let it sit on there just long enough to wipe the excess wax off my fingers. It's all. I'll turn it down. This 350 just to give it a little rub, make sure it's all spread nice and even. And I'm just very lightly rubbing it to get that wax even. And then we can run the speed on up. That's 1200. Still, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. I don't want to take the wax back off, but I do want to buff it. The speed helps build up just a little heat without putting too much pressure. Carnauba likes a little heat. And once you get done, if you don't like if it's not shiny enough, you can turn around and do it again. Just turning my paper towel inside out so that you get a clean area. But it's pretty glazed over there, both from inside and outside. It's pretty slick. Pretty slick. But I'll figure out what I want to do with that crack. And I've still got to take the tenon off as well. Guys, there you have it. Change cameras. Well, let's hit the button again. There we go. All right.
There it
Gorgeous.
is.
Oh, there it is. About lost it. You can almost see the crack. It
Yeah.
goes right there about a
Yeah.
half inch
Yeah.
down. Now you
You
can
know-
see right there's the pith. There is that knot area. That may even be the beginning of a rotten spot because, like I said, there's a hole right there in that same dark spot.
You know that's gonna be a selling piece.
Yeah,
It could.
Doug, I'd buy that piece. Crack,
Right.
even
I mean,
knowing the crack
I
was
don't know
there.
what you were
Yeah.
talking about, but that would be like something like, wow.
It came out pretty nice. I'm happy with it as a whole.
So,
I'm
so on that
not-
backside, on the outside, it looks like a nun's head, and you got a dove flying above her.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
That almost looks like a witch
Well,
on a
yeah.
broom. I was
I
seeing a
see-
witch on a
I
broom.
definitely see the bird in there. That's
Yes.
funny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
a
have
lot of
thought about a
birds.
nun's head though. That is funny.
I thought it looked more like a hummingbird.
And it looks more like a bird on the computer screen than it does in person. I see wings definitely in
Yep,
person, but I
exactly
can see
that.
the bird
Right.
right there.
Doug, I think he's talking
It
about
looks
the
like a
flying
grim
dove.
reaper without the sickle.
Yeah.
Right there's Woodstock.
That looks like an angel to me flying.
I see the angel too, yeah. With the trumpet and all.
Turn him sideways.
Oops,
Yeah.
that other way.
No, the other way. No. You had him right first time.
That's
on
vertical.
his
Head
head.
is up.
Well,
Oh
That's
man.
cute.
well,
And then
that's all
inside
called
we've got
Yeah.
critters
It's all called
chasing each
nature.
other there.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's prehistoric.
That one looks like a predator.
Pterodactyl jumping down on a dinosaur's mouth.
you know, I wouldn't burn that, Doug. I would put that on your shelf.
Hey, wait a minute. That's the Mothman on the inside.
Nice job, Doug.
I love those
It
kind of
was
pieces.
very, it was
Anyway.
very
Mothman, ain't
enjoyable,
that
Doug.
Doug's
Very
neighbor?
enjoyable evening.
Very nice.
That's another beautiful piece, Doug.
I very well may open that little crack up just a little bit, and I like the idea of coloring some CA and dropping
Yeah.
it in there. Put some tape on one side and lay
Right.
it on
Cool.
there. Ooh, I've got another idea.
The other thing you can do, Doug, is put some wood glue in it and sand it to fill and get the sanding dust to fill in the crack.
I've done that a couple of times. I've not had real success with that.
Yeah.
I've seen others
Right.
who have. I've just not had much success with it. If I did that, well, no, I wouldn't either. This hole on the inside, as well as this crack, I just had the thought as I was looking on the inside, fill those up with some coffee grounds and CA.
Hey, Doug. Get
Yeah.
a 30-second drill bit and drill a hole at the very end of that crack, and you know what?
That'll
Just
stop
let
it
it
from
be.
going.
I mean, that's just the way the nature of that piece of wood is. You know, if you drill a hole at the end of that crack, it'll probably stop at that point.
Yeah. Well, especially, yeah, I can do that and open it up just a hair and then
Or
put in.
if you want to expose it more, but still, it's if it cracked right now, it's gonna probably do a little bit more moving.
Well, what I'm saying, Al, I agree with you. What I'm saying is I'd open the crack up and fill it, and then it would
Oh.
fill that hole as well. But you're right, that hole, drilling a hole will stop the crack from running. It
Right,
absolutely
right.
will.
I would just let the crack be. I
It
would.
makes
Mhm.
in most markets that makes that bowl unsellable. It'll sit there on a shelf. People look at it and they'll put it back. At least here
Um,
in my market,
Doug,
they
you
would.
bring that. Doug, you bring that to level up, and I'll sell that bull for you in a marketplace that I sell it because that's the way they want them. They don't want them looking like a pristine thing.
Yeah,
no, I mean,
I have people that want some rustic to them, but they don't want cracks. You know,
I'll take that to an up north market here in Wisconsin.
and
That
it'll
won't
sell,
sit
huh?
on the shelf more than a week at most.
Wow, wow. If I still have it in time at level up time, I'll bring it with me. I'll bring it with me. But I
Unless
will
he's
take
fixed it by then.
I will take the tenon
Yeah.
off, and what I'll do is I'll put a pad on my chuck, and then bring my tailstock back up. I still got the center hole, and I'll do the Phil Anderson thing, and I'll nibble away, take it down to a tiny nub, and then just turn through it with my pressure going to the chuck, so that when it comes off, it won't go anywhere. Turn it off, turn the lathe off, sand it, finish it, put my laser thing on there, and life is good. Life is good.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well
Yes.
done,
There we
Doug.
go.
Nice job.
Great demo, Doug. Thank
Any
you.
other thoughts or questions before we turn it back over?
That the use of the
no, I
torch
mean,
in that looks fantastic. I
yeah,
really
yeah,
like how
right.
that
I
turned
mean,
out.
you hit it just light enough and just heavy enough. Yes, you did.
Just enough to make it black. That's
Yep.
all.
Yep, that's
And
right, right.
That's great.
I was sitting there
It
rubbing where the
popped. It popped.
paper stuck to it. I'd rub that off, and it's so it's nice and clean now. And it still looks. I was trying to hold it up there so you could see. It still looks oblong, but it's really not. It's just the undulation of the surface.
Right.
You can see it's pretty deeply undulated. There's a good inch from highest point to lowest point. Um,
That's cool.
so
I-
it really is a
How'd you,
natural
how'd
edge.
you,
Yeah,
That's
it's
the way
one
I
of the
like
draw.
it, Doug.
It's one of the draws of turning natural edge pieces like this. Beautiful.
Yep.
I
Yep.
like them.
It looks
I like them.
oblong.
so
It's
for-
not oblong. It's an illusion because of the.
Right. Yes.
It's a natural edged bowl, and all the dips
Right.
make it look oblong.
Okay.
Yeah. And if the wood was green, it would warp. It would probably, between these 2 points, it would probably get longer and get narrower across this way. But it's not green. It's dry, very dry. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So
Very
Doug,
cool.
how would you turn the tenon off for those that don't know how? For
I'm
our new
sorry, Dave?
turners, how for those that don't know how or are not familiar with it, how would you hold it and then turn the
Sorry,
tenon
Doug.
off?
I just muted Doug. Sorry.
Yep. I'm unmuted. I
Sorry.
saw that.
That was me that time.
Brenda's the one that's been doing that.
Her
Not
fault.
me always. Not always.
I'll change the camera here again and show you real
I get
quick.
the blame for that, Brenda.
Okay,
What'd you
I
say?
close. He gets the blame for what you do.
Oh.
There's several
admit
ways you
it
can
when I
do
do
this. One thing is to add just a chuck or a piece like that in the chuck, and that's easy enough to do. It still needs a little bit of pad on there of some sort. And I wouldn't want to do anything right now. I'm going to let it sit a little while. But what I will do, here's just a piece of closed foam. That was some packing. It was actually packing that came in my electronic variable speed. Put that up there like that. Get my tool rest
That'll
out of the
hold it.
way. Hold on. I got to get my. You're going to see the whole thing. I'm going to show you the whole nine. I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to.
Whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to show you. Bring my tailstock up fairly close. Get that piece of bark out of the way so I can see where the hole is. I think you'll see it better if I go to overhead. So there you go, the chuck, my foam pad, my bowl, and I've got the hole in the bottom where I turned the tenon to begin with.
Right.
I just crank it in. That foam will
Oh,
compress down into that bowl. And I want to get it tight enough so that foam is actually compressed in there. You can do it. It feels like you're in there tight, and that foam will still let the bowl rock. And so you don't really want that. You want it pretty solid. And right now, it's pretty solid. But I'm also,
Doug, you might as well
yes,
just take it off right now. Be a Phil Anderson and just take it off. You're already ready. You're already dirty. You know?
Might as well. Might as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're not geared up. You
For
did
the
it.
new turners, for the new, for the new people like me.
sure. Yeah, like you. Just check and make sure I'm pretty well straight, and I am. Um, Sometimes you can be off a little bit. You just loosen and adjust your bowl a little bit. It's really very simple. I'm gonna turn the speed down again, just because we've made changes. It's off a little bit, but not terrible. So I'm gonna run the speed up to, oh, there's 650 right there. Just my 1/2 inch bowl gouge. And these are light cuts. You don't want to take it off in a hurry. That was that dull one. This is the one I meant to grab. I'm taking it off toward the headstock. A little bit of a scrape there. I want to make sure I'm concave here on the bottom.
Mm.
So when I make my cleaning pass, I'm kind of aiming for that. I can feel it. I feel my rim out here on the edge, but as I go in, it drops down. When I was turning a while ago, that's one of the things I was checking. How thick is my bottom? Not that anybody's ever done that before. You go to take a tenon off and a hole develops or anything.
No, no,
No.
never.
yeah.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it actually happen much.
Phil Anderson did it a couple weeks ago.
Yes, he did. He surely did. Yeah, he
He's
thought he
still
had
gonna-
about an. Go ahead.
He's still going to fix it.
Yeah. I've gotten it that far. I'm going to hit it with some 180. Let me get that tool rest out of the way. This is where I differ from Phil. I go ahead when I get it to this point, I sand it. I don't want to sand the whole thing,
I'll be there pretty soon.
but this works really well.
Yeah. Okie
And I've heard some folks say they had a lot of
Is
trouble.
that pillow ain't calling?
What was that?
Open mic.
Oh, okay. I heard some people say they tried it and they couldn't get along with this process. They threw the bowl or they had a bunch of spiral lines or stuff. The trick is I'm still at 645, but I'm about to turn it down. I'm going to turn the speed down. I won't take that nub off. It'll be turned down pretty slow, but when I actually take the nub off, I'm going to bring the tool rest in real close. Right now, I'm going to turn the speed down to, let's go 400. This is my detail gouge. I'm just going to work that nub on, right on down. I got to be careful up here at the top because it was already splitting. So I don't want to get too close. And then I've got to come back in.
Whoops.
That's what I was afraid of happening. I was going to come in and get the bottom flat part flat, but we're down at a point now where it's easy enough. With the drill, I can sand that out real easy.
Thank God it didn't hit the floor.
No, didn't hit the floor.
Right.
Of course, we're going so slow, and I
Wow.
only have about 3 inches of sawdust right now.
You were totally under control, man. That was great.
But yeah, I will. Let me change cameras again. That's picking up my big LED lights is what it's doing, causing that glare. But now I can come back and with my drill, I'll sand this nub out and I'll sand this black line is where it rubbed on my tool rest. That'll sand off pretty easy, probably with 180 or even 240. But that'll sand out real nice, real quick. Then I can put my Axe Carnauba wax on it. I can use Howard's Feed and Wax. I can use whatever. Minwax floor finishing wax. I did that for a long time, and people gave me grief about using the Minwax floor wax. And I was on another site, and people were just giving me down the road. You can't use that on a bowl, blah blah blah. And Russ Fairfield, some of you remember that name. He was a guru in finishing. He came on and he says, "There's nothing wrong with that wax. It's wax. It's perfectly fine," and shut everybody up. It was hilarious.
Right.
You know, we don't have to use the super expensive stuff. We can use the car waxes, and it works just fine. I know a couple of guys who
Seems
use
like the more money we spend on it, the better it is, in most realms.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though it's the same stuff over in the
Yes.
flat work area, it's the same stuff, it's
Right. I talked to a guy, when was that? Must have been Monday. He was a woodworker, and he uses a rubbing compound instead of an abrasive paste. He uses a rubbing compound on his flat work. No, it wasn't. It was Saturday up in Dayton. He didn't have a lathe, but he was trying to talk his wife into it, and I think I sold his wife on getting a lathe. So if she's ready for it, he'll get one. But she wants to learn too. And they do that particular woodcraft does a date night turning class. And so the couple comes in.
Those are nice.
Yeah, the couple comes in. It's about $150, and both of them take home a small project like a pizza cutter or something of that nature.
right.
But it gets them both in there, and it
Bragging
gets the
rights.
wife interested in turning just as much as the guy. So
Right.
it's
That's
So you
insidious.
have to-
That's
you have
insi-
to tell the wife that everything costs only $12.99 because she'll know.
yeah,
That's
$12.99.
insidious because if the couple starts turning, they're both going to need their own lathe because we
Right.
both
Yep.
we all
I
know
was thinking.
His and hers lathes.
That's
You
what
got
she
it.
we all
said.
know that one lathe for two people ain't going to cut it. So
Right.
I've got the hers lathe off of the couple that own these. I got the her one. He's just turned things that were a telephone pole. I got the nicer one, I think. I hope.
Well, this was an interesting deal. While they were standing there talking, the manager comes over and he pretty well sold her on a date night class, and told her about it and what to expect, and she was all about it. He says, "Oh, that means I'll get my lathe," and she says, "No, it means I'll get a lathe." So I can see her getting the first one, but he'll be able to use it, and then it won't be long. He'll be wanting to use it, and she'll be on it. So anyway, it's going to work out.
This sounds like a conversation that we had a little earlier in the meeting.
It's all fun. They were
Yep.
sitting there talking about all that, and I was thinking, Jim and Rita.
You got it, and don't touch her lathe.
That's right. That's right.
right, exactly.
And it could be she turns out to be the better turner than he does. He's a flat work guy. She's a nurse, and she was talking about using her cardiac calipers to measure. So I thought that was hilarious when she said, "Oh, my cardiac calipers will work for that." I said, "Oh, I know what those are. Those aren't cheap."
She's already envisioning.
Yeah, it's
professional,
perfect. Sounds, yeah,
profession
I think
tools for hobby tools.
Cardiac
think you were
caliper is that
successful.
right there for you guys who don't know. That's what a cardiac caliper looks like. Except that this was a good pair. Um, these came from India, not China, and so these were like $7. Her cardiac calipers probably are more like $50 or $60 because she probably got them from a medical supply house.
Yep, and that's how that works. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We're covered under Medicare.
yeah, that could be too. So that's it for me, unless there's more questions.
Rita. No, I'm only goofing.
Thank you, Doug. That was a great
Thanks,
demonstration.
Doug. Great demo. I appreciate you coming in tonight to keep us entertained.
Great demo.
It was.
Absolutely.
It
Did
was
a good
very,
job. It's a nice piece.
It's a
Very
joy,
enjoyable
and
evening.
I'll post this here in the next day or two.